I know. I'm in the village. I guess this is considered the West Village. I'm on
Yeah.
Bleecker and something.
Just working it in the West Village?
Yeah. Oh, here, not serious. Finally, I found it. No, I don't want it to play. Fuckers.
I love when this happens.
Why?
Just because you get so flustered.
All right, I'm ready to go. You start everything. I'm fucking just here for. I'm probably gonna be miserable.
Why?
I don't know.
Good times had by all. Come on. You don't find this incredibly fun?
I do, but I like it from the comfort of my house or the comfort of your third floor.
The studio would be the optimal place, but we can make this work.
Oh yeah.
Really, how bad could it be? It could be a complete shit show. The
Yeah.
kid could come in at any minute.
Not on my end.
Not this time, motherfucker. So, I guess we're going to start it here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mike and Dave Hit the Stage.
I'm Mike.
I'm Dave, and Mike's
my
on
car.
location.
Yeah. I've had the past few months for us, if you listened, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
nuts.
Yeah. I mean, I had to take an impromptu, sorry, I'm trying to fix my microphone here. It's, in my cup holder. I had to take an impromptu fucking unscheduled drive to fucking Florida. Then I came back. I went straight to work. I'm a mess.
But that's the thing. These things happen. We're adults. It's not like we can just like leave the world aside for a half an hour.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or an hour, or in some cases an hour and 20 minutes, depending on how we want to record these.
Yeah, but I'm with you. Like that Sunday night, I'm just like, well, there it goes. There goes the time we're supposed to be putting one up.
Here we go. Got to record an apology.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have to. Technically, we're not beholden to anybody.
Right. We could just say, look, we took a fucking week off.
Personal responsibility is kind of nice, though.
Yeah, I just wish they would slow down now.
Oh, you mean the universe around us?
Just, yeah. I literally, I just told you, my son had hit his head, and we had to do the whole doctor thing and all this. No gym for a week. I literally called my mom that day, and I was just like, "Can you do me a favor and just bubble wrap everybody down there?" Because I'm fucking tired. I'm tired of people falling, having fucking breaks in the middle of the night, saying Seinfeld's gonna kill them. That happened.
Wait. Was that your dad?
Yes.
That makes it, because I didn't know the whole story. That makes it 10,000 times funnier.
It's okay.
It's funny now because everything's okay.
He's home, everything's cool, but he was in the rehab center. And what happened was, I don't know if I've said this before, my dad fell and he needed a hip replacement, right? So they put him in the rehab center, and so he's in there for a week and a half or so, like, and then I get a panicked call from my sister on Monday that she had a run, and he called. I forget who he called first, but my sister was able to make it there. And he was saying that Seinfeld was on the TV, and he said that Seinfeld was trying to kill him. They were trying to kill him, which I imagine the people in the rehab center. And then he kept asking if he was in Vietnam still. My dad was not in Vietnam. He was drafted, but because he was a banker, they kept him in Georgia. Now, get this, I don't know why. He was in Georgia testing weapons. I don't know why. Oh, you're a banker? Cool. We'll keep you stateside, but we're going to make you test weapons. I don't know.
See, that's the problem. If you're a Puerto Rican street gang member, you get sent to war. But if you're a banker,
yeah,
so they just let you do whatever.
Yeah, so am I still in Vietnam and all this? And my mom, my sister's like, no, you're here, this and that. Um, so she calls me and she's like, I just want to let you know. But she was like, I was with Dad all day, all night. She goes, I don't know if he's losing it. And she tells me this whole thing, and I told her, I was like, be honest with me. Is this like the end? I mean, is it the downward spiral? I don't know. So,
How would she
uh,
know?
well, but she said that she didn't know. We didn't know anything.
Yeah.
Uh, so long story short, I made a decision. I called my job. I said, listen, I'm taking the rest of the week off. I left Mary Jane and the kids home, and I jumped in my car, drove to North Carolina, stayed a night, and then drove down the rest of the way. I did the same thing on the way back up. But by the time I got there, what it was the medications were all fucked up. They took him off his regular medications, gave him pain meds, and it just threw his whole fucking shit off. You know?
Yeah, I don't know what he's on normally, but pain meds by themselves can lead to some
Right.
crazy reactions.
Right.
I worked with a lady who they had her in the ER for like kidney stones, and they gave her pain medication, and she's only like if she's 5 feet tall, she's tall.
Right.
So now she's running around with her ass hanging out, screaming
Right.
that they're coming to get her
Yeah.
at the job.
So now that everybody is all caught up on our family dilemmas.
They're caught up on
We
your
actually
family dilemmas.
yeah, well, yours have actually, I guess, calmed down a bit.
Have they?
I don't know.
It's all
I know
everything's crazy.
I know last week, yeah, we were supposed to do we were gonna do one from my hotel room. But then you were with your family, and then when you got home,
You were in a
uh
coma.
I fell asleep because I was getting up at 2, 3 in the morning to drive back to New York. Are you kidding me?
What happened? Your phone's going off? Oh yeah,
Hold
answer
on.
it. Yeah, I'll
Hold
edit this
on.
out. Don't worry.
That was unnecessary.
Isn't it always?
These guys never call me.
And now they call you. The one time.
And this was not for anything. This was, hey, we're probably gonna work together next week. I'm working with him today.
That could have been, that could have been a text message.
It could have been. All right. Seriously, do cut that out because it makes no sense.
Yeah, no,
For me to
I'm not
just-
going to me standing there, sitting here in silence. No, I'm going to
Right.
cut that out.
Let it ring, show it ringing.
And I'm like, yeah, no, I'll cut this out, and then it'll come back in.
Right.
Probably right before this. Yeah, no, I'm not going to.
Anyway, okay. So family drama's over.
I'm not going to leave a part of this where you're being respectful on the phone to somebody. Ugh. It should have been, why are you calling me? What is wrong with you?
Oh.
Are they doing it again?
No. My computer turned off, so now I gotta get the. All right, there we go. All right, let's just start this fucking thing.
So this is the not so serious list.
Yeah. Can you tell?
God, could not be any less serious.
Oh, jeez.
So what was it? 2 weeks, 8 months ago, we did the guys who take things too seriously.
Yeah.
So let's start this before the phone rings again. And we're gonna start it with. Oh, of course, we had to start it with mine because I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Sammy Hagar's "I Can't Drive 55."
Which, it's not. Now we gotta preface this by it's not the songs. All these songs are not serious.
No, it's the artist. He doesn't take himself too seriously.
Right. I mean, this is a man that has his own. Well, did he sell it, or does he still have his own?
I think he sold Cabo Wabo tequila.
Right.
Yeah,
they all do. It's a genius move.
It is.
I just read that Ryan Reynolds is almost a billionaire from doing the
Aviator
phone
Gin.
At that, the phone he does, he runs Mint Mobile.
That's right.
And I think he sold it, but he's still the spokesman for it. So I just read an article yesterday that he's close to being a billionaire. Ryan Reynolds.
And you're
the
sitting
Van
in a
Wilder
car.
guy, and I'm sitting in a fucking car.
Well,
in the
if you
West
look
Village.
like Ryan Reynolds, you'd still be sitting in a car, but Yeah, never mind.
Yeah. I don't think I'm too far from his fucking apartment over here.
Get him. I don't know. What do you want me to say?
I don't know. I just wanted to brag that I'm, I don't
In the
know,
vicinity.
in the vicinity.
So Sammy Hagar had the tequila company. He was a replacement for David Lee Roth and Van Halen. He had his
Yeah.
own solo career with just Sammy Hagar, and more recently he did Chickenfoot with Joe Satriani, Michael Anthony, and Chad Smith, and then he had The Circle with Jason Bonham, and I can't remember the other members, but
Uh-huh.
really good bands.
Right.
And now I think
It's
him and Wolfgang are going to be doing something with.
I just heard that. I was listening to Eddie Trunk on the way over to park over here. And why you give me that look for?
No, that wasn't a look for you.
Oh,
Relax, you'll know when it's for you, motherfucker.
it was just on when I was heading here because I wasn't listening to anything in particular and I had XM on.
Yeah.
And yeah, some caller called and he wasn't sure that that may have happened already. Did that happen already or no?
I don't know.
I don't know. I
I
don't know.
do know that David Lee Roth wants nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Because it's not about him.
Of course. I mean, David Lee Roth is another one who doesn't take himself seriously,
No,
but
he takes himself way too seriously for somebody who's a fucking clown.
yeah. So, yeah, Sammy Hagar is like a party guy, as the way I see it.
He's a fun party guy without being silly. David
Right.
Lee Roth is a silly party guy without being fun. Best
I
way to
remember.
put it.
I remember when they changed 92.3 and they put him on in mornings.
No, I don't.
It, you
I was
don't.
not listening to the radio at that point.
It was terrible.
I can
Howard
imagine
they
that.
Howard left. They put him as the morning guy, and he lasted. I want to say 6 months might be too long, and then they had
Wow.
Opie and Anthony come over and take over the mornings. But yeah, ridiculous. Sammy Hagar. I never got into Sammy Hagar stuff. I never got into Van Halen stuff really, you know. But this song is a classic, you know.
We might
I
have to
can't.
do a deep dive on Van Halen for you because Van
Oh
Halen is
yeah,
amazing.
I believe it. I believe it. What turns me off is when they played the vocals. The what the hell do they call it?
Running with the Devil, the isolated vocals.
Yes, isolated vocals. Yeah, I
Yeah,
couldn't
no,
think of the fucking word
forget
isolated. Oh
the
God,
David Lee Roth crap.
right,
It's all party stuff. It's all fun. There's some really good writing with Sammy Hagar.
right.
Really good.
Sorry, I'm just watching people walk by me and just stare at me talking to myself.
Like they've never seen a conversation on a car phone before.
I guess, yeah, I don't know.
All right,
Well,
let's move to your first.
I really have a whole setup in here. I have a microphone in front of me, a fucking
Surprised you didn't bring
a
the light.
tripod, my computer setup.
I don't know what to tell you.
Anyway, go ahead. Move on to my first one.
Let's move to your first one, and that's Beer by Murphy's Law.
Yes. So Murphy's Law basically now is just Jimmy Gestapo. The whole band is different.
Well, they like it's everyone rotated out, or just they
Yeah.
left.
Guys left. Some of them passed away.
No, that happens.
But yeah, Murphy's Law is basically a backup band and Jimmy. And he's Murphy's Law. If the reason why we did these so long ago, I think I've said this on a couple of podcasts ago but Murphy's Law played down the block from us one night. And it was, I haven't been to a Murphy's Law show in so long. Me and Mary Jane used to go before kids. So that's at least 11, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And they just get nuts. Literally people riding the crowd. And they were never a big band. It was always small clubs we would see them at, and just, it would get nuts. And they're just fun. And Jimmy is such a nice guy. Every time after the show, we'd always meet him. We met him this time too. Just a fun-loving guy. Getting up there in age. I mean, he's got to be about 52, 55 maybe. And he was still climbing on the bar and all that. It's a good show.
He's only a couple of years older than you. He's getting up there.
Hole.
You old piece of shit.
No, he might be closer to 60 actually.
Okay, that's a little older than you.
Yeah, he might be. I had to push him farther away.
Hang on, I'm gonna grab my phone and actually look this up while you
Yeah.
pontificate. Go
So
ahead.
no, I'm not. Pontification is over. But oh, that was weird. Your camera moved with your head.
Oh
That's
yeah,
very weird, and it follows you. But yeah, Murphy's Law. I've listened to them since the early '90s. That first album came out in '82, so I probably found them 8 to 10 years after their first album came out. And I would just, I mean, I had those. They were on tape. I probably wore out both sides of those tapes.
with your
Oh
penis.
well,
There
and
we
my
go.
ears.
Yeah.
How old is he?
He's 58,
58. Okay.
so he
All
is
right.
a
So
little older than
he's
you.
10 years older than me. Okay. 11 years older than me. All
Uh
right.
huh.
So what did you think?
I do like Murphy's Law.
Yeah, that
Um,
just
I think there were only like 11 total lines of lyrics.
for this song, is
Yeah,
there? Well, it
and
keeps, yeah,
one of them says, "Are you a queer?" So it was a little weird.
yeah, it's a little
Man,
dated. It's a little
the
dated.
80s were weird.
Yeah. Well, back then you could say those types of
Yeah.
things and
George
not
Carlin
get
had a
looked.
great difference between gay guys and queers, and it was always it's definitely inappropriate these days, but it was
Uh-huh.
George Carlin and it was perfect for the time.
Uh-huh. Are you gonna say it?
No, I'm not, because I can't repeat it. Just look up George Carlin.
Just look it up.
Just look up George Carlin. Don't even have to look that up. Just look up George Carlin and enjoy.
Did you?
Not the
I don't know. If,
AI. Nope.
I was about to say I don't know if we spoke about it. Did you listen to that?
Yeah, it's garbage.
You listened to the whole thing. I got about 3 minutes in, and I was like, I'm done.
I forced myself to do it because I'm like, if they're gonna do it, it's got to be.
Yeah.
It was very self-aware that it's that George is already dead and it's like I'm not real.
Well, they mention it quite often.
There's a
Uh,
little bit of controversy that it may actually not even be AI. It might have been just you
Will
done
Will
with
Sasso
doing
doing it, and
a
then
voice effect,
yeah.
which
Well, now you can make it is AI. You can make your voice sound like anybody.
yes,
You just have to have a few clear lines of dialogue
and
with the
it'll match
person with no
everything else.
background, and they can match everything else. I've heard them
Yep,
do it with Obama. I've heard them do it with
Kennedy.
a bunch of presidents, and it's. I mean, listen, it's that good now. It's scary what it's going to be in the future.
Oh yeah,
You know?
it's getting scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Technology's getting really weird,
Uh,
especially when it comes to AI. The new Apple VR, whatever they want to call it, the VR goggles.
I saw a video of a guy. It was on Instagram of a guy wearing it on the subway, and it shows your eyes through the thing,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not your real eyes.
That's way
It's
worse.
yeah, it's I forget what they call it, something view through or something like that. So what it does is it takes a picture of your eyes, and I guess to not freak out the people around you, it makes it look like your eyes are there, but it's not your real eyes. Your real eyes are doing whatever the hell they're doing behind the fucking VR thing.
That's way worse. Just
It is
the
it's
blank
just
stare.
a dead stare.
Just 1,000 yard.
Yeah. That would be great if you could just pick the expression of your eyes and just be like,
I would have
just,
this all the time.
right?
Just
But it was weird.
bemused.
Somebody was recording them and they were on that thing, and I guess you can see it. You have to be able to see through it. What Apple wants you to do is wear those all the time. That's why they want you to be able to see your eyes.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Right. Apple is trying to take over the world. See, like my kids have the VR, but they can't walk around the fucking house with that thing. They can't walk. Like we can't go out to the grocery store and then wear it.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
they can't see.
you can't sit. But these you can. You can turn whatever the hell you're doing in there off and see around you while you're navigating.
That sounds like a terrible idea. That plus a Tesla equals video games. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yep. Yep.
So let's move on to the next band.
All right. Oh, okay. Good. Yeah.
And this is Stone Sour with Made of Scars.
I fucking love this song. I love Stone Sour.
I I'm not saying I don't love Stone Sour. I'm going
Okay.
to start with that. I definitely like it, but I've never like I can't get super into this. I can't get super into Slipknot. I
Uh,
just never it never grabbed me like that.
well, and I don't know. Somebody's gonna text message me or email me after this. I don't know I know a lot of people don't like Corey, and I've always heard it. I don't know. Maybe it's just
I can think of one person.
who?
Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh, okay.
That's it. It's the only one I can think of. And that
But
guy's a dickbag anyway.
I always hear like backlash about him, but he just strikes me as I think he was probably like a theater nerd. I
He
mean,
seems like a drama geek.
right? Like Slipknot is a play. That's
Yeah, it's a stage show. I think
it's his right.
most performing bands, not guys who just
Mhm.
get up and play the songs, guys who are up
Right,
and running and costumes and stuff like that, they have to have a little theater in them.
right.
And there's nothing wrong with that. That's a
No,
style.
no.
That
Well,
part doesn't bother me.
what I like is that well, in the beginning they tried to make it so that there was no
Uh-huh.
you didn't there was mystery. You
I
know,
hurt
well, it's
I hurt myself
so
rolling my eyes,
I know Ghost does that still, but I like
unfortunately.
that I like that you have Slipknot and you have the guy in the mask, and then you have Corey Taylor, who's
Yes.
just a dude and a
Very
goofy fucking
different.
guy as that.
It's a very different attitude as well.
Right.
And this is the guy who's also not afraid to sing the SpongeBob theme on
Oh,
stage.
love it. I showed that to Mary Jane so many times. I'm like, it's just so funny when he's like, "You guys are fucking assholes," and he starts playing because people at his shows yell it out to him.
Yeah. As you should.
Absolutely. But that he then delivers is pretty funny.
My argument with Slayer ending was that no matter what Kerry King or anyone else does in that band, they're going to
Right.
get up on stage and someone's going to scream Slayer at the top of their fucking lungs.
Right.
It's going to
That's
happen.
pretty funny. Have you heard Kerry King's new stuff?
No.
I haven't heard anything.
And this is going to sound like sacrilege. I never thought he was that good of a guitarist.
Well,
He's a good rhythm
I
guitarist, but those
I never
solos.
thought of it until people pointed out that have you listened to his solos? You know, and I'm like, I never really gave it any thought.
Screeching,
Right.
not even noodly, wheedly sounding. It was terrible.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, God, I hate it. The wrong guitarist died.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I hurt myself. I hurt myself laughing.
That was a bit harsh. Jesus. Fucking wrong guy died. Oh, God.
Oh, God. And that one was right from here. It's right from the heart.
Yeah, yeah, I could tell. I
Couldn't
felt that
stop
one.
it.
That's why it's so funny. It's because you meant it. If you were joking around, I'd be like, ha ha ha.
Oh,
But
that's
you
funny.
said that with conviction.
It's like
My
the
God,
wrong kid died.
Oh, okay, that was weird. So I saw someone walking across the street, and I was like, oh my God, it looks like a Tully. It was a woman.
I'm going to tell him you say that. You
I didn't
said
say
that.
he looked. No, the woman looked like Tully. Tully doesn't look like a woman.
No, Tully does not look like. You're a mess. You're a mess. Yeah, especially with Stone Sour, like their stuff it's serious writing, but he's not afraid to take himself silly. He's not afraid to be funny
Right.
in an environment. Some guys take themselves so seriously they can't even laugh. And
Yeah.
Corey Taylor is not that. Seeing him on Something's Burning, Burt Kreischer's cooking show.
Yeah, I
which
have
is
not
the
seen
worst
that.
idea ever.
I'm going to have to watch that.
It's him and I forget who the other guy is, and I think him and the other guy are both sober, and Bert is
Okay.
not.
Right, of course.
So the two of them are drinking like liquid death and just making each other laugh. And he's just not afraid to say stupid shit, not afraid to be a goof. That's what you should be. You should be able to be goofy.
Yeah.
That's like if we took ourselves seriously. Ever.
Oh, I can't.
Every
You know
time
what's
I go
funny?
to say something serious, I go,
Yeah.
it doesn't sound right coming out of me.
You know how many times, and this is, I think a lot of people do this. How many times we text each other and I read your thing seriously for a second and I go, No, no. Because if it was that serious, you would call me and tell me like, no, I'm being serious. You
Yeah,
know?
no, I would. Yeah,
Yeah.
and the only times I've ever called you is to discuss plans or catastrophe.
Yeah.
So really, it's the only time I'm not joking. If
Yeah.
I'm on the
Yeah.
phone with you, most likely I'm
Say
not.
something serious.
Yeah, the fact that I have to use my phone as a phone bothers me.
Right. Right.
Somebody said, "Oh, what's your phone number?" The other day, I go, "Why?" They go, "Oh, so I can call you." I go, "That's never going to happen."
Right. Hey.
I go, "You can just find me on social media and just message me because there's no chance of me ever getting on the phone." I'm like, I have friends who literally text me, "Hey, I have something serious. Can I call you?" I'm like, "Yeah, you can call me."
That yeah.
But hey, how's your mom?
hmm
You,
Yeah. Well,
you can you can text me.
that's what I text you. You know, like you said, if it's making plans or something like that, I'm not putting this all in a text. That's what I text you. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna call you. All right. I'm just gonna. Yeah. Because some
but
things
again,
just would take way too long to
on
text.
the other side of that, I do have friends that I will talk to on the phone because they
Uh,
live so far away and we don't get to talk that often. But
right.
those are rare occasions.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while, a friend of mine will call me and I think it's emergency and they're calling an event and I'm like, I get why
Could
you
have
didn't
texted
want
me.
to type this because you don't want documented evidence, but at the same time, calm down.
All right. Let's move on to what is
You're
it?
next.
My next one.
And
All
this
right. So
is
go ahead.
I know why you picked Stay originally.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't even remember who's the original artist?
Lisa Loeb.
Lisa Loeb. And
Yeah.
this is by Kirsten and Grohl. Who's Kirsten?
Yeah. I don't. You know what's funny is as I looked at this, I went shit. I wanted to look it up, and I
And
totally
you did.
forgot. He might be a producer.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Don't
Well,
quote
he's
me on it.
obviously another artist.
Correct.
And
And
this is
because he didn't do one this year either.
it
For
was
the
a rough
Hanukkah
year.
sessions. The Hanukkah sessions. Yeah. Yeah, but he did one during COVID.
Yeah, but I think the death of Taylor Hawkins last year was a little rough
Oh,
for him.
you know what? I didn't even think of that. Yeah.
That could be a deciding factor.
Well, that was. Oh, yeah. That happened in 2023, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
But
So that makes sense. That makes
Dave
sense.
Grohl
But
has never taken himself that serious.
oh, the movies, the videos.
You said movies, and my brain immediately went to him playing "Hello" on a piano
Why?
from Studio Six
Studio
Six Six.
666. Yeah.
He's sitting there playing "Hello" on the piano, and Lionel Richie scares the shit out of him. It's my fucking song.
And he was the devil in Tenacious D of the Pick of Destiny.
That's true. And all the early Foo Fighter videos,
Yes.
he's just
Yes.
being goofy. Nirvana. There's a
I'll.
promo for Saturday Night Live.
Uh-huh.
It's Nirvana and Charles Barkley,
Okay.
and Charles is talking, and he's just standing there the entire time. Charles is talking, just never blinks,
Right.
and then it cuts, and I mean, ridiculous. The
Yeah.
story of him explaining to Christopher Walken how to say the band's name.
Where
Foo
do you,
Fighters.
where do you, where do you, what do you, he asked him,
Where,
where
where's
the,
the
where the,
emphasis?
where the emphasis? He says, it's on Foo. No, what, it's on, yeah, it's
It's on
the Foo
Fighters.
Fighters. It's on Fighters. The Foo Fighters.
He goes, I got him to do it. But I can't imagine anybody else who'd be that silly this long. Thinking about how long he's been not only in the music business, but in the spotlight
Yes.
as a frontman, 20 plus years.
And putting out good music still.
Yeah, he's still putting out music. I'm not super into his stuff, but it definitely is good. It's definitely
They are one of those bands. We saw them at MSG before Kids Again. So it's got to be, it might be about 15 years ago, me and Mary Jane with Angelo and it's one of those bands when you go and see them and they play and you go, fuck, I know this one too. Shit, I know this one too. You don't realize how many songs you know by
I
them.
think I know 3 or 4 Foo Fighters songs total.
So you probably know 10.
That sounds fair. That sounds fair.
But they were so good, man. So good. They put on a good show. He does a couple of songs with just him and the guitar. He walks out into the middle of the crowd. There's like like a walkway to a little circle in the middle of the crowd. He does like a little acoustic thing. Then he goes back and the whole band comes. It's crazy. And that was 15 years ago. So I can only imagine
That has
how
gotten
good
crazier.
they are now. Yeah.
Yeah, I can only imagine it's gotten nuttier over time. Are you checking your phone again? Are we getting a phone call?
No, I got my computer next to me, so I got
Oh,
to
you
keep
checking
it.
for the next one?
Yeah, crap.
So let's go to the next song.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the Pick of Destiny.
Pick a Destiny and silliness. Tenacious D with video games. I picked the
Yes.
shortest one because I wasn't sure how you were going to react to one of their songs. I didn't know if you wanted something.
Why?
Well, it depends on
Tenacious D.
how silly you want to get, because I could have picked something from like a cover, like
Yeah.
Last in Line, where they do a flute solo instead of a guitar solo.
Right. Well,
Or I could pick something like this, where they just go completely silly.
Jack Black is another guy who, if he took his music seriously, I think he would be. I know he takes his music seriously, but I mean seriously wrote. Like
If he took a musical
a
career
real
seriously.
song. Right. I think he would be amazing. You know? Because maybe lyrically he can't do that.
I
Maybe
don't know.
He can only write funny. You know?
I will double on that.
Mhm.
So for the D&D nerds,
Mm-hmm.
he is a bard. He is all
Okay.
charisma. He
Right.
can really get your attention with just song or just speaking. Have you ever heard? There was an interview where he for King Kong, the original, not the original, but the 2000s King Kong, the Peter Jackson one, and he's meeting. I think it was in Mexico.
Right.
And he's trying to speak Spanish to the guy, and he goes, "Oh my God, you speak Spanish?" He goes, "I'm trying," and the guy just laughs with him. They're just having a good time.
I got to tell you, just out of a pure coincidence, last night I was talking to my son, and I forget how it came up. Jack Black came up. Oh, we were talking about the Mario Brothers movie, and how he's Bowser and everything like this, right? He sings that song Peaches,
Peaches.
and my son brought it up. He goes, "Oh, and that song Video Games," and I went, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "We're literally talking about that tomorrow," and he was like, "Really?" And then my son sang like the whole part of it, and I was like, "Holy crap, that's pretty funny."
I don't agree with Red Dead Redemption being an amazing game. Whatever.
Well, he calls it not a game.
Yeah, he says it's a scrolling trip through
About
history. Whatever.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of that game particularly.
I never played it. I don't know.
I'm not big into like World War II shooters and like cowboy stuff. Never got me.
Okay, I'm not a big video game guy at all.
I know, and that's so weird to me, but at the same time, I understand and respect it.
I grew up.
Yeah, that was your first fucking mistake. Yeah. How many earrings do you have in?
What?
I
4.
grew up. Yeah, I grew up.
No, I had a midlife crisis. Midlife crisis. It's not growing up.
You know what I didn't have? A midlife crisis because I didn't grow up.
All right, fucker. I keep hitting play on this fucking thing.
Well, stop doing that.
Move my arrow away from the play button.
I'm trying to find the most immature thing in my room to show you. And I'll go with this. So I got a little Lego Frankenstein.
Okay.
So that's one of the most immature things I own. This was a gift from my wife and son. Because they know deep down I love Legos like a child.
Oh, you can't never get tired of Legos.
Yeah, no. You want to talk about not getting tired of Legos? So my wife bought me
what is that?
Legos and video games combined.
Okay.
It's the Sword and Shield plus Link from Legend of Zelda. I have yet to put that together yet. I'm waiting for like free time, which I don't have.
Oh, I thought like the Lego was part of the video game. Like, remember there was those Disney little characters you had to put on the thing one time.
Disney had it. I forget what that was called. And then Nintendo has the Amiibos.
Yeah, my nieces had the Disney ones. I don't remember what that was called.
Yeah, basically they're little NFC tags. You put them on the controller and they scan and you can play with that character.
Play that person. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and when I think of Tenacious D, I think of that.
I think of the Pick of Destiny. That fucking movie. I know everybody tells me that movie sucks, but I love it. It makes me laugh.
it's not a great movie, but it's like
It's
all
not
stoner
supposed to be. What is
comedies.
it gonna? What is it gonna be? A fucking Oscar winner?
Like all stoner comedies, it has its
Sorry,
place in history.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, no, I know you jumped at me like I was gonna say it was a piece of shit. Like I was talking about Super Troopers yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever seen Super Troopers?
100%. I've seen
Okay,
Super Troopers.
I've been watching Tacoma FD because
The same guys.
I had to check it out and I didn't want to love it,
Yeah.
and I fucking love it, and
Is it
I'm
good?
mad.
I never saw it.
It's
It's like
hilarious.
Beer Fest. Beer
No,
Fest?
that was not good. Beer
I
Fest
loved
was
it.
almost as bad as Club Dread.
Are we told right? The same guys, right?
All
It's
the
the same
same.
Beer
The Broken
Fest?
Lizard.
Yeah, yeah.
Broken Lizard did all
You didn't
those.
like Beer Fest with the German
Nope.
guys? They had to drink the thing.
Fucking
He's got
terrible.
the eye of the Jew.
I think that might have been one of the problems.
Why?
I don't
He
know.
was, he
Just
was the
inherently
anchor.
gives me a headache.
Okay. That wasn't an anti-Semitic thing. It was a
No,
good thing. He had the eye of the Jew because they were up against the
the
Germans.
Germans. Yeah. You think Arnold Schwarzenegger's mad because he's always going to be the second most famous Austrian?
Oh boy.
There's
I
nothing
didn't know
he can do to
I
beat
didn't
that.
know where that was going. You started that joke and I was like, I don't know where this is. Oh, it is
If
kind of
if there's
going where
any,
I thought it was going.
yeah, at least it wasn't bad. Well, that bad. Anyway, Tenacious D is amazing. This is I was thinking of putting the Saxaboom song I thought about putting on here,
Okay.
but
I
I
don't
didn't.
think I know that one.
Oh, he plays a plastic saxophone.
Okay.
It's a toy. It
He
like you
did
hit
it
a
he did
button
it on a couple of
on Jimmy Fallon and a few other
yeah,
places.
yeah.
And I thought that's funny, but this is
Right.
funnier.
Oh yeah, this is and it's great. Like you said, it's nice and short and it's done.
It's class.
Okay.
It's a weird classic country sound. He had like the perfect idea for a goofy song, and him and Kyle have been working together now 30 years at least.
Mhm.
Because I remember the HBO stuff, and
Yeah.
also amazing. And they've been writing like this the whole time.
Right. And he even says it at the end of the song. That's it. This is on the album.
All right, let's go to the next one.
Go ahead.
And this is where I'm mad
Oh, why? Because you didn't
because
think
you
of it?
beat me to it. You only beat me to it because you gave me your half of the list first.
That's why I'm fast at these.
And this would not have been the song I picked.
Uh
So this is One Hand Killing by 12 Foot Ninja off the album Outlier. And I would have picked that version of Stuck With You by Huey Lewis and the News that they covered.
oh yeah. All right. I didn't even think of that.
But I understand why you picked this. Because if you actually watch the video, the 4.5 minutes leading up to the song
Yes.
is what
it
tells
is
you
a
how
bit-
silly they are.
it's a bit it's a bit of a a bit of a long dragged out beginning.
So is for the on the same album, Sick.
I don't think I've seen that video.
The video,
video
it's a
count, Jim?
long, like they're watching a movie, and then the movie takes over, and it's them in a car.
I have seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit much.
Yeah. This band I found on Liquid Metal. And I instantly fell in love with them. This is the type of band I would love to start. I would love to do a band like this.
Well, this is 12 Foot Ninja inherently is a weird band. One, because their guitarists switch guitars on the fly.
Oh, do they? Okay, I never.
Well, they
seen them
don't
live,
actually.
so I don't know.
They use digital effects and digital
Right.
style guitars that allow them to change not only tuning but guitar types on the fly. So one of their songs has a sitar intro, but he's playing it on an electric guitar.
Okay.
And it's all digital effect.
Mm-hmm.
But that's one major thing about it. The other one is that their singer is very much like Mike Patton in his vocal versatility.
Well, that's what I love about it. I think that's probably one of the first things that stuck out to me was the way he sang.
Yes.
And they were obviously influenced by Faith No More and Mr.
100%.
Bungle and stuff with the style changes in the middle of the song.
Yes.
Which I that's what catches me. I want you to do something different sometimes. I don't want a heavy metal song to just be a heavy metal song all the time.
It doesn't
You
have
know?
to be.
Right.
And I think
Right.
that's what the two full albums that they put out
Mm-hmm.
were specifically amazing for the fact that they were not straight heavy metal all the time.
Right.
And
And
their
the two
third
albums
album
are
was a little weird.
the first two albums are they're different. Yeah, each album changes a little bit.
Yeah.
The first album doesn't sound like the second album.
No, there are hints of it with from the first album. Silent Machine had Shuriken and Coming for You that were very much closer to this style.
Right. Right.
But then everything else was slightly different. And then this album had its own style and feel. There was almost like an R&B section in some of the songs.
Yep.
There was Indian influence. There's a lot going on. They're Australian. They have, everything that Britain stole. They stole a little from that. And then their last album, I didn't love.
Okay.
But there's some really good stuff on there. Vengeance and Start the Fire is an amazing song.
Yeah, I didn't listen to that one too much, so I got to maybe go back and listen to it again.
And the duet with the singer from Ginger, where she's just straight singing.
I definitely did not hear that one. I got to look into that one.
We've talked about it before too. That you need
I'm sure
to
we
check
have.
it out.
Yeah, yeah.
I highly suggest it.
A lot of shit's going on.
I know, but that came out like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
So really, no excuse.
But now, are they still around? I know
they have
the singer left, or they kicked him out, or
he left.
Okay.
So it's Rowan, Russ, and Stevic.
Mm-hmm.
Both guitarists and the drummer are still at least working.
Right.
They don't have a bassist, and Nick, their singer, is doing vocal coaching, but I haven't heard anything new from him specifically either.
Because I remember they were looking for.
So here's to hoping that they get back together, because I love 12 Foot Ninja.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine anyone replacing him.
It would be very hard. Maybe that's why they haven't been around.
It's a difficult thing to do, to replace somebody, especially with somebody that vocally, not only vocally gifted, but that versatile.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
That's a big step to take.
You have to have a certain attitude for that too.
Yeah. And from what I've seen, he's just very friendly, but at the same time, that's a powerhouse of a voice. Hard to replace. Speaking of people who I think are personally easily replaced.
Okay, go ahead.
The next one is Anthrax. I Am the Law from Among the Living.
All right, now you're biased for this because you love John Bush.
I enjoy John Bush's voice more.
Yeah.
Than this.
Yes.
But I do
this
like
is classic Anthrax. This is what Anthrax sounds like to me.
I know. And I agree.
By the way, Armored Saints playing Paramount in like May or something.
I know.
They're opening for I forgot who. I saw it today.
I forget who it was. It was a big name too.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm going to be able to go to a concert anytime soon. Free time's at a premium.
Yeah, I know.
It's nutty.
But go ahead. So we just really both went silent.
I know, really got real sad, real fucking fast.
We just reflected, both of us at one shot. So yes, this is classic Anthrax sound. I love it. Reminds me of I know you're gonna make fun of me. This is classic junior high school to me, because that's when I found Anthrax.
That's not weird. I'm not gonna laugh at you for that.
You're gonna call me old because you heard.
Well, you are old.
Kindergarten or something.
What year was that?
I was in junior high school in 1988.
I was 7, so second grade.
Yeah.
I'm 4 years behind you. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's 4 years.
I know.
One high school education behind you.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Too bad you didn't get one. No.
Oh, I had it.
Yeah.
I was there. Out of me. It was strangled out of me.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You forgot I had brain damage.
No, I do. I don't remember. I did. I mean, I do remember. I just don't want to bring it up.
I love making you uncomfortable. It's got to be my second
It's
favorite activity.
it's it's not that it's not the uncomfortable part. It's the forgetting these things happen to you and then do like I've always said I'm a hugger and a toucher. Okay, that sounded real weird, but
You
but I've
really look
always
like a toucher these days. All those fucking earrings.
so I always forget. Like I come up to you and I say, "Hey, what's up?" and I
I'm
smack you
bullying
on the
those
back,
earrings out of your head. I
and,
guarantee
and I'm
it.
like, "No, you're not. Never. They're staying. I'm the old guy with the gray beard and fucking earrings now. Fuck it. I was told. I told who did I tell? My kids, they said something, and then when I told everybody I was gonna take them out, they were like, "No, leave them in." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah,
I did it
it's
for
easier
the,
to identify the weirdos when they're marked.
I guess, whatever. So go on with your fucking anthrax rant.
It's actually not a rant. I don't have anything specifically against Joey Pretty Lady.
Uh huh.
Uh,
Pretty lady.
what's wrong with that? That's the
I don't
translation
know.
of his last name, Joey Pretty Lady.
Oh my god, you're right. I never thought of it that way.
Anyway, yeah,
Go ahead.
I have nothing against him. I have nothing against Joey Belladonna. I just don't like his voice as much as I like John Bush's. But this was written with him back then. I can't take
Mhm.
that away from him. It's
Right.
written about Judge Dredd, the comic
Yes.
book.
Who I know nothing about, by the way.
That's okay. It's a British comic book. I wouldn't expect you. You're not. I don't know how into comic books you are. So I wouldn't get it. The Stallone
Yeah.
movie did it no justice. The
Did it?
Carl
Okay.
Urban one did. The Carl Urban one really did it justice, but not many people saw that.
Okay.
If you get a chance, Dread
Was that
is an
was that
amazing movie.
was that Carl Urban? He's
Yeah,
done a
never
lot of shit.
never took the helmet off either.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing in the comics, he never takes the helmet off.
We were talking. The funny thing is, he's such a chameleon, Carl Urban, that I told Bear we were watching something because we watched The Boys, and then we
Yep.
were like last week. No, couldn't be last. A couple weeks ago, Ragnarok was on, and I was like, "Oh, look,
Scourge.
that's what's his name from The Boys," and she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Listen," and she's looking at him. She's like, "I can't see it," and then he did something. I forget whatever he
Probably
did in the
yelled,
movie.
"Behold my
I
stuff."
Oh, maybe he did something. She went, "Oh, there he is." Yep. And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, all he has to do is grow his hair, or shave his beard, or grow, and he looks a completely different person.
It took me a while to realize that was the same guy from Lord of the Rings.
Yes,
It's,
yes.
I mean, it's like that
He's a chameleon.
Dread.
He could,
He's a completely different person every time.
right, right. Like in The Boys, he's just. uh I mean, he's a. Have you watched The Boys?
Yes, I have.
Oh, okay. He's like just this gruff guy, and then in Ragnarok, he's still a tough guy, but he's so
Weensy,
uh
like Weedly.
right, right. He's like a completely
It's a different
different
attitude.
person. Right.
Yep.
It's nuts. It's nuts that he could do that.
I want to see him in. I wouldn't want to say more serious roles, but more like dramatic stuff because you
Yeah.
don't get to
Okay.
see that. And he's a
Yeah.
good actor. He was Bones in the reboots of Star Trek.
You know what?
You just
See,
realized that
yeah, that is nuts.
with no accent.
Really? See, I don't. I'm
He
not
had
a.
an American accent.
Yeah, I'm not a Star Trek guy. So,
Proving
yeah,
it by saying you're not a Star Wars, I mean Trek
yeah,
guy.
I'm not a Star Trek
They're worth a
guy.
watch. But yeah, Anthrax is awesome. Um, my personal preference is always going to be John Bush. You know, who
Hmm.
doesn't like a little Bush?
And there it is. I was gonna make that joke originally, and I was like, no, Dave will make
Dave
it
will get it.
eventually. And there it
Just
is.
leave it out there. He'll pick it up.
Just got
So
to
let's go to the next one.
add it to the drinking game of what dumb shit either one of us is gonna say.
It's always me. Except that one time you said, "Oh gush."
Never gonna live that down.
Nope. Still working on designs.
Yeah, so much so that other people come up to me and they say it. Remember that time you said, "Oh, good"? Really? Really?
Well,
That's what you remember about this whole fucking thing me and Dave do? You
oh
remember, oh,
gosh,
gush,
it's perfect.
fuckers.
So let's go to the
So,
next song, and this
yeah.
is where I get mad. Primus.
Oh,
Jerry
yeah.
was a race car driver off of Sailing the Seas of Cheese.
You're lucky I picked this song.
I am the one person who plays bass that does not like anything that Les Claypool does.
You're nuts. Have you ever seen him play live?
I know I've seen video of it, but I've never been
Yeah.
to a show.
I've been to one Primus show because I knew a guy who worked the door at Nassau Coliseum when they played, and he got me in. And it's phenomenal. And Primus, I've loved Primus from the beginning. They're an acquired taste.
They are.
I know that. I know
The
that.
problem
I know.
is that they are not my flavor.
Right. And uh, putting this on the list, it's. I mean, it's on there now, but I second guess myself because I'm not so sure that Les Claypool doesn't take himself seriously.
No, there couldn't
He's
be
just,
anyone sillier than him.
yeah, but I think he's silly, but I think he's a music snob.
I don't think so.
No,
I
I don't
I
know.
don't. But here's the thing: he's not a douche about it. Even if he is a music snob, he's
Right,
not a
right.
douche about it. You got to anyone who can, play this and go out with a band called the Fabulous Flying Frog Brigade. It really, they're not taking themselves seriously. I've seen him the music videos,
Mhm.
getting dressed up and being silly,
Oh
uh,
yeah, yeah.
animated shit, and you can't. There's a video of I forget what company it is that makes his signature pickups.
Hmm.
Him and Robert Trujillo have the same. I think it might be EMG, where
Right.
they're using the same like gold plated pickups.
Uh-huh.
One's Robert Trujillo's are a P bass and or J bass, and his are a P bass, but
Mhm.
they're and there's a video of them like old west like shootout with each other,
Yeah, yeah.
and he's definitely not taking himself seriously there.
But have you listened to Primus at all? Or
Yeah, I
no?
have.
Oh,
I've
okay.
listened to Primus. I've Jerry was a race car driver. Was actually in I want to say Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, the
I
first one,
think so. Yeah, I think so.
the first Battle
I
of the
want
Bands.
I wanted to pick a couple other songs from this album, but I wasn't sure how you would, there's a couple that I like a little more.
I
And
don't know enough. Like I know this. I know Winona's Big
right,
Brown
that's why
Beaver, and I know like one other.
I wanted to give you something that you would know, so I figured this would be a
Yeah, I've
good
heard
a
this.
good you know.
Eh,
Yeah, I know.
eh.
I know. I'm not gonna fault you for it because I know there's a lot of people who I bring up Primus to and they're just like that reaction,
Yeah,
it's another acquired taste one. It's
it really is.
if you're not into that, I won't even say that type of music, but that kind of
Because who knows what type
weird
of music this is?
this kind of weirdness, you're not gonna like it.
Like this reminds me of Fish, like
No
Jam
way.
Bandy. Not in the musical
No
style.
way.
I don't mean in musical style. I mean in how do I put it? In
Uh-huh.
level of musicality
Uh-huh.
and experimentalism. That's where
Okay.
it sits for me. It's like, oh, okay, it's fishish.
Yeah. Because they're definitely not a jam band. They
No.
when they get in concerts, they play their song and
Yeah.
it's over.
Well,
There's
that.
no 40-minute version of this.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Oh God. Yeah, my eye twitched and turned down and in when you said that.
Almost gave you a stroke.
Ugh. Time I saw Dave Matthews live.
Oh
Ugh.
God.
Speaking of
You
shit jam bands.
Oh, they ruined my birthday, I told you. And they
No,
weren't
no, the
even there.
cover band ruined your
The,
birthday.
yeah,
The
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 tribute
actual
band.
band I actually took a girl I was dating at the time.
Uh
I took her because they were her favorite band, and I sat there wanting to jump off the upper section of Shea Stadium.
was that the longest concert you ever been to? And it probably was just a
It was a standard concert length. The opening
that's what I mean,
band,
but it probably felt like 1,000 years.
the opening band was a bluegrass band that covered Rage Against the Machine.
Right.
There was another band in between. I think I completely blocked out of my memory, and then they went on way too long. I mean, it was awful.
Was it Larry and his Flask?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that hipsterish,
Uh-huh.
but at the same time, I don't remember it. It was that bad.
All right.
Like Larry and his Fest, I'm like, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I hope the flask is stuck in his asshole, but that's a different problem. Did I break you a little? I just can't think. I can't think of like I remember their song. I didn't like it, but whatever. But this band, I don't remember. I don't remember who they were. I don't remember what they played. I just remember there was a band in between those two, and it's gone.
And you completely repressed it.
Like scene missing,
Yeah.
and then next scene.
Ah.
And let's go to the next song.
Okay. I
Because
just have
I feel like I won this.
You did. Anytime we make a list and I see Ninja Sex Party on it, you win. Because like I said, I've only listened to the stuff you've put on the lists because I enjoy it that much hearing it for the first time. I get giddy. And this one again,
It is the perfect description for experiencing Ninja Sex Party. It's giddy.
This one again has not failed. This is what is it? Orgy for One.
Yeah.
Okay. There are lines in this song that made me laugh out loud. For real. Not LOL.
Nope.
The 69 without the 9. The way he says, oh, what is that line? God damn it.
I'm going to have to pull up lyrics, aren't I?
Yeah, he says something about God damn it.
Hang on,
Anyway.
I'm getting the lyrics.
And then why all the
I just
girls
realized this is a long set of lyrics.
The reason why the girls wouldn't show up, Steve wasn't invited because he was a guy.
My favorite is Jenny was in jail.
Yeah. Someone
Kate
exploded and then
Jenny's
somebody
bail.
else exploded, but that might have been a lie. He curses. It's God damn it.
Oh man, I mean, it's
It's
like
a
a page
fucking
and a half.
Something. He says something like damn it. Anyway.
And this is the one page I can't search by word.
Anyway.
I'm going to try.
All right, go ahead. Do your thing. But yeah, home run. Definitely a home run with this one.
It's a fucking celebration.
That's what it is.
It's a fucking celebration. It's an orgy for one.
It's
not just masturbation. It's an orgy for one.
It's the conviction and the truthfulness. It's a fucking celebration. Yeah, that's what it was.
I'm beating so hard, you'd think I was a drum. I don't even care. It's an orgy for one. I'm here all alone and I'm tugging on my plums. It's not masturbation. It's an orgy for one. It's a fucking celebration. It's an orgy for one. That is an entire verse.
Yeah. But yeah. So good. And I told you, I sent you that video of my friend.
Yes.
He was getting his radiator fixed or something like that.
His tires, I think he was at Mavis.
Whatever he was, and he was like, now I'm worried to stand up when they come in here because he heard
No reason
boner.
Always classy.
Yeah.
Always a good time.
But yeah. Oh God. There's nothing else to say. They're fucking phenomenal.
And there are other bands I could have added on here, but I'm like, Ninja Sex Party has to go. They have to be on here.
Yeah.
Because as much as they are a comedy band, they write serious music. You haven't heard any of it.
It's good.
So good.
It's good. It's not just made to be funny. It's thought out. It's genuinely funny. It's genuinely good songs.
It's well played, it's well written, and then it's well recorded.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is a trifecta of crazy.
Hey, Ninja Brian, in the beginning. I've invited a bunch of people over tonight for a party.
Wait, lyrics? It actually starts with that. I've invited a large number of girls over for an orgy tonight. But I have to say the response thus far hasn't been exactly what I'd hoped for. So stupid.
So good.
So stupid.
I want to move to the last one.
Wait, I gotta cue that up.
Mhm.
Okay. So I have comments on this, but they're not what you'd expect.
Okay, I that's what I wanted to know.
So
So
this is Take
go
What
ahead.
You Want it's by Post Malone
Mhm.
featuring Ozzy, and there's somebody else on this, and I forget their name.
Travis Scott, I think.
Travis Scott. Okay. So Post Malone wrote this with Ozzy in mind.
Yes.
No, there wasn't a question. I know this because I've
Okay.
heard interviews with both of them separately saying he wrote this with me in mind, and him saying I wrote this with Ozzy's voice in mind.
Mhm.
The fact that he's able to write with somebody else's voice and nail their part, like get their
Right.
idea, and like I'm not a fan of this song in particular, but he can do it. He's an amazing artist,
I don't think
and he
you would
definitely
like
doesn't take
any of
himself
his
serious.
stuff. I don't think you would like any of his stuff. But
I don't know.
listening, I don't know. Well, I know it's a lot of the I don't know what the hell they call the auto tune.
Yeah.
I know you
No,
don't
I
like
know
that
that.
shit and all that, you know. Uh, but he is a genuine artist. He can
Yes.
play guitar. He knows he's not just this one track. I'm a rapper and that's it. He plays Nirvana songs. He does
Yep.
a whole bunch of shit.
I heard him
And
cover Alice in Chains. I think it was on the Stern Show.
and he's a rock guy at heart.
Yep. He just
That's what.
his style, his visual style is very
Mhm,
deceptive,
mhm,
and I can also appreciate that because he's just being who he wants to be,
right.
and that's
He's a
that's interesting.
he's a genuine weirdo, and I love it.
I got no problem with
No,
genuine weirdos.
no, I obviously,
No.
but
Yeah, check your earrings.
I'm putting the thing in my fucking headphone thing.
Yeah,
Uh,
gotcha.
yeah, he every interview I've heard of him when he's on Joe Rogan, they talked for 5 hours the last time he was on. I think.
One of the craziest things, like when you think about what people are comfortable being open about,
Mhm.
like in their private life, he talks about his tattoos, he talks about um video games and music, and then all of a sudden be like, yeah, I play Magic the Gathering. How many people play Magic the Gathering? Like, and not only excited about, like, he gets excited about it.
Right,
And
right.
that's interesting for, you know, um a guy who's not in a style of music that lends itself to that.
Mhm,
Like I say, a
mhm.
metal guy, yeah, no, totally. I can see that.
Right.
Because we're usually D&D, or, some of the older guys, the elder nerds, Vampire the Masquerade, or, you know, I've met a couple of Yu-Gi-Oh players.
Oh God, really?
Yeah. It's a
Alright.
personal choice, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Not my game.
Ah,
It's like when somebody says I play video games, like, oh yeah, what do you play? And they're like, I play Madden. I'm like,
that's a
okay,
yeah,
no, I
that's a
get it. It is
it's
a
a
video
sports
game,
game.
but it
It's
is a
that
video game.
yeah, yeah.
So you gotta understand it. You may not love it,
Mhm.
but Post Malone, I don't love his music, but I respect him. I
Alright,
respect his
excellent.
style,
I am glad to hear it.
and because this song exists, I've heard the I don't want to say the opposite of it. Jared Dines and Anthony Vincent put together an arrangement as if it were recorded by Ozzy himself.
Alright.
So Anthony Vincent does a very near Ozzy vocal
Uh-huh.
imitation, and they play it with guitars and drums and make it heavy.
Right.
So it takes all the lyrics, changes none of the words, but makes it in Ozzy's voice.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It
I
is.
d I don't yeah?
I'll send you a link to it because
Alright.
he does it. It's obviously on YouTube because everything's on YouTube at this
Mhm.
point, and it's really cool. It's like the same length of the song, the whole nine. Includes
Nice.
a full guitar solo though,
Yeah, alright, cool.
and Jared Dines is an amazing guitarist.
I think we've reached the end.
We've reached the end of this list. There was something I wanted to say.
Oh,
Oh, there was a list of other bands that could have hit this list, and just
okay.
we didn't even think of them.
Go ahead. What do you got?
All the goofy ass bands we listen to.
Oh, yeah. I can't think of anything right off the top of my head, but I'm sure it's fucking stupid ones.
Yeah, no, the goofy fuckers. When we were talking about, I think it was Anthrax led me to
Mhm.
Armored Saint, and Armored Saint definitely does not take themselves seriously.
Oh yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't even know how to describe how goofy they are.
Uh
The Sandoval brothers and fucking Joey Vera and John Bush. They have no problem being silly.
okay. I could have put a Mr. Bungle on here for you.
Well, Mr. Bungle is the epitome of not taking yourself seriously at all. I wouldn't fault you for it, but at the same time, we know they're silly. Their name is silly.
Uh-huh.
But you do Faith No More, Tomahawk,
Fantomas.
Fantomas, Mr. Bungle. What am I? Well, I'm missing like 8 other bands.
Yeah.
Just Mike Patton bands.
Yeah.
For death metal, Assassino.
I wouldn't have none of those.
I know you wouldn't. Hang on, I got a cough. Sorry, old man cough.
Look at you using the fucking cough button like a
I know,
professional.
like an adult.
Like
the only adult thing I do.
professional. God damn it. Only took, what are we up to? Exit episode 75? What are we up to?
I think 74.
Are
No,
we?
no, we're in the 50s.
Something? 50s?
I'm gonna, God, yeah, just
59.
keep naming numbers because the dyslexic guy's gonna find this easier if you start yelling numbers out.
59.
Jackass.
It's 59.
This will be episode 60.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, we've been
We're
doing
doing
this
all
a
right.
while. Yeah.
I didn't think this was going to last 14.
I'm not doing math, but we've done at least double, possibly triple
Yeah,
that.
at least double.
Yeah. Don't make me do math.
Oh,
So,
this
This
is
is
normally I'm
normally
trying to do it now.
you were
Go
what?
ahead. I'm
You're
trying
gonna
to do the math in my head.
Yeah, good luck.
I'm not. No, I'm not doing
Yeah.
it.
Go fuck yourself. So we got to talk about our friends. I'm going to start with John from Unworked Apparel. John, he's awesome. You've known him forever. I've known him a little less than forever. Check out Instagram and Facebook, Unworked Apparel. He has awesome designs. He's always available to answer questions about ordering and sizing and all the things you might need.
Mhm.
Next, we have Leo and his band Desolate. New album came out. I highly suggest you go find Desolate or Over the Top Band or Leo Matei somewhere on the internet. Check him out. He's awesome. Another guy I've known 20 plus years. I've known you people fucking too long. Luigi. This is the long one.
I was about to
Is
say
Luigi's-
his 14. I think he started another one.
I think he did.
Not. I mean, after
I know. After Tiny
Tiny
Cyclones.
Cyclones. He said
So-
we put something else up there. I'm like, dude, slow down.
So we got Tiny Cyclones, Radio Free Tibet, the Ouija. Those are his current bands that I know the names of. And then he also has Luigi Gennaro voiceover. I highly suggest you check out his stuff. It may not be for everybody. He's got his own style. He's one of those guys who has his very own sense of style and his own sense of art, and it's really cool. Like, you may not love it, but you're definitely going to find something you like in everything he does. Somewhere in there. Whether it's Searchlights by the Ouija, which is available on Bandcamp, Tiny Cyclones, which is available on Bandcamp, and I don't know if Radio Free Tibet has anything up and available, but they are very much an improv group. Like, they do a lot of improv on the spot, and very talented guys.
Awesome.
What was that?
I said awesome.
Oh, it sounded like awesome. Like very sheepishly. Roxy Joe.
I have my car off and it's starting to get really hot in here. You're about to see me die like a fucking dog stuck in the car. It's a good thing it's not summer.
Hot car. Somebody's gonna come and break the window open. Jackass.
That's what I thought of at the end of that thing. I'm sorry, I zoned out and you were talking, and then you stopped talking. I was like, awesome. I'm gonna pass out right on this fucking camera.
Crack a window, fucker. Crack a back window.
I can't, then you're gonna hear New York behind me.
Just knock the key back for a second or turn the AC on, something.
Not
you don't
the key
die
back.
from
What do you-
tit sweat.
What do you think? I'm in 1999. I have a push button.
Oh, that's right. You do have a push button.
Go ahead, continue, please.
Yeah, my car, I can knock the key back. Yeah, exactly. End up like the singer. Oh man, this is the singer for Foreigner. No, it's not Foreigner. Boston.
Well, I don't have a barbecue in here with me.
Just the hose going around to the back seat. Oh, we're fucking assholes. Now that I've done that, let's talk about Roxy Joe. Completely unrelated. Acyst, AECYST on YouTube, and I think he's got it available on streaming services. New music is coming out rapidly for him. And I highly suggest you check that shit out. And you had Mike Pacheco.
Yes, Michael Pacheco. It's on Spotify. He's on all of them. Spotify, YouTube, all that. His new album X is out. He's got 9. I think 9 before this. I think that's why it's X. It's probably actually 10. And I'm just a fucking dope. But why are you looking at me like that for?
Because you don't know. I love that you have no idea.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to I've been doing a lot of things. But yes, check him out. That man writes everything from a love ballad to some of the heaviest heavy metal you ever heard. It's awesome.
Let's see how many albums are available. I'm judging by... Yeah, there's no guarantee that this is the 9th album because he had an album in 2007 titled 9, and there are albums after that. So, who knows? Maybe you should call your friend and ask him some questions.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
If you ever get time, because I know how crazy it's been.
Yeah, I think, hopefully, my whole family is hopefully, wrapped in bubble wrap now, and we can stop with head injuries and hip injuries and deaths, and I've had enough.
Oh, it's been a fucking
2024 is only a month old and a whole shitload of shit has happened.
We just hit a year anniversary of my mom's stroke, and
wow.
Yeah. And she's like, I expected to be doing better. I go, I'm just glad you're here. Who fucking cares?
Expected to be doing better. You're speaking. You're up and around. You're all right.
Oh, there was a time where she couldn't speak. She only had 2 words, and they were shit and fuck.
Please don't tell me. I know.
No, they were literally. We were sitting there. I'm like, can you say anything? She goes, and she tried. And she goes, shit. And she goes,
shit.
And then she go to say something else. She go, fuck, and she get excited again. I go, you got 2. Let's work from there.
Yeah, that's it.
And she's fine. She still gets caught up on words, but she's doing good.
Yeah.
She's able to curse anyone else out if she feels like it. You ask her a question, she gets nervous. If you piss her off, she's going to yell and she's going to speak clearly. I remember the day it happened. My dad called me. He goes, yeah, your mom can't talk. I go, oh, did your wish come true? And he goes, no, seriously, she can't talk. I went, okay,
yeah, this is a real thing.
Yeah. The fact that he called me should have let me know because we're not a calling people.
No, neither are we. But that's why when family stuff happens, my sister calls me.
Yeah.
You have to understand, my mom is the Irish half of my family, and the Irish half of my family tells nobody anything. We're like a vault. So my sister has to call me. She goes, listen, and I always do this, and I'm sorry if my sister listens to this. My sister moved to Florida 20 years ago, and my sister is still the most New York person you'll ever meet. And I always give her this voice. My sister does not truly sound like this, but she goes like this. Head. But she goes like this. Listen, Michael, Dad fell down last night, and I know Mom's not going to call you and tell you, but he's going to the hospital tomorrow. And I go, okay. I know she's not going to call you. Thank you. At least somebody's telling me,
there's a hint of George Costanza in there.
Oh, no, that's just my voice.
I know, but I know that's the way you're saying it makes her sound like George Costanza. I know she doesn't sound like that.
No, she's very forceful, my sister.
I heard you sent me a photo of your family together, and I went, I see it. I see the resemblance across all of them, and it's all just a little different. Yeah. It's variations on a theme.
Well, they did. The funniest thing is, you can't tell with this face, but me and my sister look very similar. It's just you can't tell. They had that filter on Instagram one time or whatever it was, and it turned you into the opposite sex.
Face swap, yeah.
And we not face swap.
Oh, gender swap.
You would do it, and it would turn you into, and we did it on me, and I became my sister. It was like my sister's face, and everybody's like, "Holy crap!" I'm like, "Yeah, it's just because I got all this shit all over the place."
You mean a beard?
Yeah.
I'm assuming your sister doesn't have a beard.
and wrinkles and stuff, and my sister still has her natural hair color. Mine has turned white.
Natural hair color is overrated. I got this, and that's it so far, but it's coming.
Mhm.
It's gonna happen in one shot. It's gonna be gone.
I'm starting to find gray hairs in my eyebrow. None where you're thinking.
I wasn't thinking it because you've already told me the situation. You've already told me you clear cut the forest.
No, not recently. It's been a rough couple months. That was the last thing on my mind.
Yeah, I hope. Gotta
All right,
trim the
listen.
hedges.
Listen, I gotta go.
All right. So for now, take care of each other. Take care of yourselves.
I'm really gonna pass out. Help.
He's throwing up gang signs.
Goodbye.
Later, guys. Hail Halford.